Nerds and geeks back at it again. It is the legendary Saturday nights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable.
What's up?
In full effect, King Nerdivis and Twala Sharp in the building. Happy to see Tom is talking Cunningham. Welcome back, brother. Man, look
What's
at you
up,
looking
everybody?
good, man. You look
Why,
good,
thank
man. It is a blessing to see you upright and smiling, man. I know you went through it, and it is a blessing just that you had a strong medical team around you, and that you did not do what so many black men do and just say, nah, I'll put some Robitussin on it. Like, nah, you said, let me take this shit serious, and you went and sought help.
I think peroxide would have been the thing that black folks would have done.
Oh, I did try peroxide before the hospitalization. I literally did, because I had no idea really what was going on, and it escalated in 48 hours. And so I tried peroxide first, and that didn't work. And I had the foresight to tell my son, hey, when you pick me up, I want you to take me to the hospital. And so it's been smoothish sailing ever since. So
Amen.
I do not have a Deion Sanders situation, which was an open question. It was a legit open question 3 weeks ago. So.
No, I know, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, oh man, Tom, man, nah, not the snipping of the limbs. Dr. Liz from the freeway, how you doing?
I am well, everyone.
Looking good. I love that. Foof. You're on foof status. Ryan Twitch Master McBain.
What's popping? I'm in a good mood right now because of right now, this very second, my Raiders are in first place. That probably won't be tomorrow, but right now.
I thought you was about to say because you got Spider-Man ordered already and it's about to be in the mail.
I have Spider-Man.
That's been pre-ordered.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. I as soon as Ryan said something, because I was like, wait, Spider-Man 2, wait, 2? I thought we were doing 3, and then I went and saw it. And my son was spectacularly nonplussed. He was like, yeah, but it's not 2-player.
Come on, man.
He just trade off between the Spider-Man. I was like, oh, I thought I could. No, Dad. I was like,
that kids today, they're hard to impress.
Yeah, they are, apparently.
Absolutely.
They don't like shit.
No.
Just wait, Liz. The older your kids get, the more they will not like anything. And I mean anything, even things that they tell you they like. When you say, oh yeah, I got that thing you like, it's like, all right,
oh, they're already there.
Cool.
Already there.
He is such a teenager, I can't even stand it. He is a super teen.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love the one word answers. How's your day? Good. What was a good thing that happened? It wasn't bad. Just like my kids used to talk a mile a minute. Now it's just yep. And then it's only excitement when they're playing the game with their friends. That's when I hear them. So I'm like, oh, so you can talk. Oh, okay. Got it.
No, I mean, if you're not only getting an eye roll, that's the other thing.
The eye roll. Yeah.
And the half shutted, the half lid. So do your kids use mid?
No.
Is that something your kids say?
No. What is that?
So mid is like just very flat and neutral.
Average.
Like lit is lit, but mid is like.
I think I'm only getting the phrase bombastic side eye. I'm like, why don't you just do the side eye instead of saying bombastic side eye?
Well, that's extra.
So
that's put a little sprinkle on it.
Mm-hmm.
Your daughter's giving you the verbal hashtag.
Look at Ryan.
That verbal.
I was like, I ain't got no kids. So
no kids, baby. No kids. I have nieces and nephews, so I've seen it, but
right.
But you can take it home.
You don't have to struggle with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. This week on the roundtable, we've got a couple of episodes of Ahsoka to catch up on. Liz has had the pleasure of seeing the old men back in action, and Tom has actually pinned a magnificent indie film that is out there burning up the charts. Number 1, was it on Tubi? Shit.
No.
Tubi. All black. All black. I don't watch TV like that.
You jacked the entire setup with that. Tubi.
Look, it's all black.
And
it's all black.
We could record this podcast as a movie for Tubi.
Hey, pitch it so we can get a check.
Right?
I am down.
Yes.
Okay, so my pitch for this Tubi podcast movie is secretly Ryan is a killer, and at the end of it, we find out that he pre-recorded his segment and he kills each one of us during the course of the podcast, and our screen just goes black. And then
look, yo, that's dope as hell.
I'll do it for a check.
Hey, I'm down. That works.
Oh,
he can do this on one side, and then I'm going down.
Blood and money.
Blood and money.
The podcast. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, that's on All Black. All Black. ALLBLK. Available on Amazon Prime. If you want to
nice. Look. We're let's roll it along. I have to give Dave Filoni the Rakim status because he is the god of Star Wars. This man has actually finally gotten to do his thing. He's been a part of everything that's happened in the live action Star Wars universe, but Jon Favreau was leading the way, and this is Dave Filoni. He said, it's okay. No, John, I got you. I'll come in and do some stuff with this too. But Ahsoka is his thing. It's a character that he created, that he introduced through the Clone Wars. And with this Ahsoka series, what he is essentially saying is something that I keep hearing from non-fans. I don't get it. He is basically saying, well, I don't give a fuck if you don't get it. I'm doing this for the fans. I'm doing this for the people who watch my shit, who know what I'm talking about. If you don't know it, well, get a bar. Go watch fucking Ahsoka. Otherwise, leave me alone. I'm doing this for the fans, the serious fans. And every episode of Ahsoka, it's better and better. And it is quite possibly, for me, the best Star Wars thing I've seen because of how overall encompassing. Like, I loved Andor, but it was missing action. I did not like Obi-Wan. I liked season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. Season 3, it got Grogified. The pamphlet of Boba Fett, that sucked every bit of ass it possibly could. We get to a series now where we are in a stride where they're doing it, and my mind cannot be blown. The number of times I just rewind shit just to say, did they just say that? Did they just do that? Oh my God. McBain, I know that you have been going off on Ahsoka.
Look at his eyes. His eyes just got so big.
There's 2 episodes left. There's still a part of me that goes, oh, they're going to fuck it up though. Because I always listen to what Liz says, and Liz is like, oh, they'll fuck it up. So I'm still worried.
Good track record.
They have a very good track record of doing bad things. Look, like every once in a while, Disney will do some good stuff. Every once in a while, like Andor was good, but it's kind of grounded in its own like universe, and it's like not really like mystical or whatever. Ahsoka is in its own little set universe, and it's more fantasy, sci-fi, mystical, whatever. And I am loving it. I love the fact that some people just don't get it or don't like it. And if those are your opinions on that show, then you probably like The Last Jedi. I'm not going to name any names. Wow. Some people defended that movie. I'm not going to name no names because we're going to be peaceful here because I'm very, very happy. But this show's got me breaking down lightsaber forms. Okay? I mean, like, dude, I've never fucking done that before. I'm like, oh, don't do that. Don't do this. Dude, when Sabine finally found Ezra, I'm like, dude, they've had the fucking scar on Ezra. I'm like, dude, they're going into detail.
So I have a question to ask because I've been watching you guys nerdgasm over this series, and due to my circumstances, I watched the first 3 and I haven't been able to watch anything since. So I'm not concerned about spoilers.
Heretic.
What I will ask you though, taken as a whole, when all the episodes are done, based on what you've seen now, which trilogy would you replace with Ahsoka as broken up into 3 movies? Now, I know your answer.
Fucking guess. Take a wild fucking guess.
But my rationale is different than yours. My rationale is because as a fan of the series in the 70s/80s, the stuff that came out in not fan fiction, but extended universe, basically, of Star Wars.
Yes.
The big story with Han and Leia married and Luke and Mara Jade and Thrawn as the big bad. That's what I wanted to see. And when I started hearing about Ahsoka, and I thought Rosario Dawson was great casting, and then when I saw her, I thought she was badass, and I really enjoyed the first episodes that I saw. But the thing that caught my attention is that we're finally getting live action Thrawn. And it's kind of like how they shoehorned a snatch of World War Hulk into Ragnarok because they couldn't do a solo Hulk film, but we got Hulk on the battle world of Spar. And I was like, so this is how they're getting us Thrawn. And that's the genius to me of everything about this series. Not only that it's well written, and you alluded to it, Twala, about it being service for the fans, but the Thrawn story. Instead of recreating and basically redoing the original trilogy with 7, 8, 9, if they had done this and Han Solo hadn't had to die, and blah blah blah. Carrie Fisher wasn't on one, and she had to die, and it could have been. You could have woven some of this stuff into it, and it would have been so much better. I do away with all of the other 6 movies. It should have been the original trilogy and this story, and the stuff that built up to it with Rebels and everything else. It helps to fill in the gaps because it created Ahsoka, and then you got Ezra, and all that other sort of stuff. But that's what I'm really digging about this. The fact that it feels like the best kind of Star Wars because George Lucas isn't touching it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it has reverence to George Lucas in that it is from the Star Wars universe, but this is for people who are saying, hey, we're not worried about cute, cuddly toy selling. We're not worried about toy selling, period. We're not. We're doing something we've never done. We're actually servicing the fans. That last trilogy of films was such an affront to justice for Star Wars fans. Like, I liked the rise of, what was the first one called? What was that one?
Force Awakens.
I liked Force Awakens right up until the point when Han asked Finn what his role was as a stormtrooper. When he said, I was a maintenance operator, I said, I need to leave this fucking theater.
You're not the only one.
For me, it was when they neutered Finn and he didn't get to bone Rey.
Like, he definitely should have got that. He definitely should have had some Force Awakening right there. Sorry, Liz. He should have had
the rest of, but the audience feels the same way because, they've had declining seating because Force Awakens, you had, it was packed, and over the years, it's less and less packed on opening weekend. So
let's be real here. Force Awakens, all it was just like a reboot of New Hope.
Yeah.
It was almost gender swap. It was just gender swap. That's all it was. Back to Ahsoka, what I really, really like is like people don't seem one-dimensional. Even Balin, like this latest episode, they're really like going into how he feels, like what his whole thought process. And I'm like really interested in see where they're gonna take that character. It's just money. I have so many questions. I'm just so curious. Like, so they were out there in that part of space for at least a decade, I would imagine.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it's been a decade.
So I'm wondering, like, dude, like, something's gonna happen. Is someone gonna die? Are they gonna be left out there? There's some questions that need to be explained because, unfortunately, this leads into, that shit sequel trilogy, and also, they're giving Rey Palpatine her own trilogy. So
what are they?
Well,
yeah, they are.
From my understanding, it was just they're giving her a film, not a trilogy.
Well,
I hope you haven't read that it's a trilogy now.
I heard it was a trilogy.
Just to add insult to injury, next week the creator's coming out, and I did finally see a trailer on this in the movies today, and because they're pitching this as the director of Rogue One. So in my mind, I was like, okay, you've been giving us interludes on this. It felt like, maybe I'm wrong, guys, but did it not feel like this was attached to Star Wars?
No, because it's not set in a galaxy far, far away.
That's true.
It's set in just our near future.
I get it, but the way that they've been interluding this with the directors from the
They're trying to
creators
get Star Wars
of
fans to
Rogue One.
watch. It has nothing to do with Star Wars, but they're trying to get Star Wars fans to watch. That's why, because Rogue One was actually a good movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't needed, but it was fine. So they're trying to get that audience to come in. Hey, the guy who did Rogue One, I know sometimes we fuck up with Star Wars, but hey, here.
And the coloring too. The coloring seems to be like a Star Wars-esque movie.
Oh, you can tell. You can tell the director did it. It has all of the makings of someone who did Rogue One. It's almost like, yeah, I can tell you did it because it looks the same.
I saw the preview, and in my mind, I'm thinking this was expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I have zero belief that this is going to go well.
You know where you lost me with the creator? John David Washington.
As a lead.
Yeah. You talk about unfulfilled genetic promise.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, John David. You are not your father. That dude. You're not. You just ain't. And the fact that your dad at 942 years old as an action star can open a movie bigger than this movie is not going to do what Equalizer 3 did.
Well, the problem with the creator is it suffers from the fact that it's a story that we've seen a million times before. This is Terminator. The Last Samurai. This is all of these movies where you've got a guy who's sent in to go do a thing. He meets a kid and the kid changes his heart, and then he goes and something goes wrong, and he ends up living amongst the people he was supposed to hate. And then he rises up. Oh my God, wait a minute. All robots aren't bad. And then he has to defend them. And they show you the whole fucking movie, the premise of it in the trailer. And I say to myself, this is not a good movie. If I liked it better when it was Avatar.
No,
it is Avatar. Yes.
No. You know what it reminds you of? Okay, so I would say years ago there was that movie where everybody lived above the earth. You remember?
You're talking about with Jodie Foster?
No. It was everybody lived on these machines.
Elysium. Well, that was Elysium. But that's not what you're talking about?
No, it's I mean I can Google it. But everybody lived on yes.
Which one?
Alita, Battle Angel.
That's what it's
but Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah.
This is what it reminds you of.
Yeah.
It also seems to remind me conceptually of Ender's Game. Not the movie.
Yeah.
But the story of Ender's Game, where you have an alien intelligence that's a hive mind that's kind of like AI. But there's a big misunderstanding and there's a huge battle and the forces are against each other. And if they can get to the home world and do this thing, and Ender's got to do this thing, but then he ends up, communicating and sympathizing with the queen, and then It's just, it's October.
It's dead on arrival. Yeah.
The strike is on. It's a high concept film. Nobody can promote it. It just seems like it's going to be in trouble. And honestly, Twala, we can't even wait until November. It's going to take TV shows and production 6 weeks to spin up. They've been down 100 plus days. If it doesn't happen like first week of October, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to shoot anything.
I mean, they would literally the writers would have to come out next week and say, hey, our meeting on Friday was a success. We are good. After that, there will be another 2 weeks of ratifying that deal. And within that time, SAG-AFTRA would also simultaneously have to, because they haven't come to the table yet.
Right.
So they have to come to the table first. And then,
I think they came to the table.
Oh, no. They had their initial meeting. And they said, nope, we're not filling it. We are going on strike. And they've been on strike since. There have been no more negotiations.
No, they went on negotiation on Thursday.
I thought so too.
That's the writers. No,
he's talking about SAG.
That's the writers. I said SAG.
The writers had their thing, but SAG hasn't really moved.
Yeah. But I think that the discussions though were not just with the writers. It was the combined efforts of the writers and SAG.
No,
Unless the news is reporting it differently.
No, it's right now it's the Writers Guild that is operating, and they're the ones that have Iger and Zaslav and Hunger from NBC and the cat from Netflix. They all came together to meet with the writers, and the deal that they've laid out, they're like, hey, this is what we wanted. This is looking good. If we can get right now, they're at the point where they get the language right, everything is good. They like everything that's being said, put it on paper, and we're good. But still, to Tom's point, even if SAG-AFTRA comes to the table and they say, hey, you know what, end of October, no matter what, nothing is happening until top of the year at the earliest. Now you can have all of the nighttime shows, you can have Kimmel and all them, they can come back. Saturday Night Live, they're good. The daytime talk shows, all that, Dancing with the Stars, all the shows that don't require the level of production that you would need for a feature film or for some of these television series that have been pushed back to 2024. They didn't push them back and then say, oh, no, come on back. No, it doesn't work like that. They're coming out 2024. Nothing is happening this year. There's no films coming out that are really going to do it. Hopefully, though, with this holiday season coming, something else you just said, Tom, the actors, if they all can ratify a deal, they can start promoting stuff, and then you can start getting people some money in their pockets, and stuff can be successful.
Some of these movies now, some of these movies at the end of this year is insanely expensive. Aquaman's coming out in December. That's
Aqua trash. No one is watching that.
That movie needs to be struck.
What I'm saying is that it's cost a lot of money, and then and you have the Marvels that I'm sure has cost a lot of money.
Yeah, why are you saying Marvel?
Like it's a singing
not
group.
An ice cream franchise.
Stop it.
They are not a singing group.
That's what costing a lot of money. This creator movie, I think, would have struggled even with the promotion. But it's going to be even worse now. There is no promotion.
More worster.
More worster. Yeah.
I mean,
look, Blue Beetle's coming on DVD next week. And the Marvel.
I finally saw that.
Oh, that's great, so bad, Tom. Ooh,
I haven't seen it yet. Is it worth watching?
Oh.
Okay, I'll say this. I watched it with my sons.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Because they both wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm.
There is one non-Latino in the movie with lines, and that person is Susan Sarandon. Everybody else who has a credited role is of a Latino persuasion. Ted Kord's daughter somehow is Brazilian, even though the Brazilian mom died when she was 6, and apparently she stayed in the United States for the rest of her life. She's got a light Brazilian accent. The main antagonist outside of Susan Sarandon is from like Nicaragua or something. And then you have the whole Reyes family, all of them obviously 3 illegal or 3 undocumented, and then the kids that were born there. The grandma turns out to have a Thor Love and Thunder sequence where all of a sudden she's like a Sandinista rebel. It's oh my God. There's a satisfying moment there, and some of the battle sequence with the final big bad battle sequence is better than the Secret Invasion big bad battle sequence.
Well, that's not hard.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Tom, I appreciate you digging for some praise. I appreciate the dig for some praise because look, I love Sholo and his mom. So I could just appreciate how hard you are going.
He was a charismatic guy. Yeah. There is a sequence in the movie where the Scarab suit is rebooting for 10.5 minutes, and the daughter, his sister, Milagro, she was annoying. And this movie is just so full of tropes. George Lopez is a walking stereotype. Every syllable out of his mouth.
I told one of my friends who I work with, Brother Raul, I said, hey man, I am not Latino, but I'm telling you, I am offended for you and your people that this film came out, because the depiction that they are giving, even today, in the climate and how superhero films are being made, this film goes back to, Blank Man and shit like that. as far as storytelling.
Okay,
shit is really rough.
Let's not slander Blank Man like that.
I mean, okay, Steel.
Okay, I'll buy Steel.
The film is on par with Shaq's Steel. It is.
Yeah, but even the filming is
pulled
bad.
OMAC into it in a way
for some reason. Yeah.
That, I mean, in retrospect, I can understand how if you wanted to get OMAC in, but you didn't go with the Batman version of OMAC. You didn't go with the original version of OMAC. You didn't go with. I mean, it's just
it's a hard.
You had a name. You had a name, and you attached it to something that's not material for the story.
Susan Sarandon was supposed to save this movie.
I don't know if Susan Sarandon knew she was in the movie, because there were several moments in the filming where I said to myself, I could almost see someone on the side saying, Miss Sarandon, over here. No, look over here, Miss Sarandon. Because there are some moments where I was like, does she know where the camera is? Because she's just talking and moving. And I'm like, the camera's over here, lady.
Let's see what he can do.
So it seems like she's that
target the family.
Really got a place. You're saying that character that doesn't fit into this movie whatsoever?
Well, she's Ted Ford's older sister. She's basically Hala, who's upset that she got passed over, and somehow the scarab which came to Ted was actually hers, and she's like Obadiah Stane because she wants to make weapons again. And there's literally a 30,000 square foot mansion in Palmyra, which is I guess supposed to be Miami Beach.
It is the fact that they carried it out in a burger box.
Look, no, it's not Liz. It's not so much that they carried down the burger box. That's a flaw in the writing. Okay, there's that. But the fact that you have this thing that you've been searching for forever, you've spent gobs of money, and it's literally sitting on someone's desk, like plugged into a damn USB cord,
like a 3D printer.
Yeah, basically just sitting there like, and someone, and there's no guards, no nothing.
And why
all
does
it takes
the
is
girl,
a key card to get in to get the film?
Why does the girl, even if she's Ted Ford's daughter, if Victoria doesn't trust her or want her to do anything, why did she have security clearance to get in there in the first place?
Why did she?
I'll tell you this. I told my son at the end of the movie, this isn't exactly a spoiler, but there's a character named Sanchez. And at the end of the movie, I said, I am not, or my name is not Sanchez. And when he says those words, my son looked at me. He's like, how did you know he's going to say that? I was like, son, I'm a screenwriter, and this movie has so many tropes in it that it was inevitable, because he cued you twice. He said, my name is not Sanchez. My name is not Sanchez. So inevitably, the third my name is not Sanchez was going to be the big one. And of course, he dies immediately after that. Yes. But the only thing this movie was missing was Danny Trujillo as the protagonist, as the antagonist, because that really was kind of like a Danny Trujillo role, except he's probably a little too scraggly. This guy was better looking than Danny Trujillo,
but yet they let him walk around with a metal hand and a metal foot.
I liked the little backstory they gave, actually, when they finally gave him one.
Yeah,
I kind of liked that, and it set up one of the most satisfying moments in the movie. So it wasn't all my sons ended up saying 5 out of 10.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
And Tommy actually said 6 out of 10.
Well, that's nice. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, but it's not great. Amber Heard in the Susan Sarandon role would have made it worse.
Yeah,
that sounds kind of shitty.
Listen, when you consider, and this is not paying lip service to Tuala's homies. He is a charismatic lead, just like he's a charismatic lead in Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
and as it goes, if you were going to pick somebody in his age cohort who plays his age, I don't know who else you would have picked, because he's got the physicality to do the action, and he's got the charisma to be a romantic lead, and he's got the right sort of attitude, and he's got the pathos to play some of the big emotions that get played. If they hadn't stuck him with the obviously annoying sidekick sister, who is basically, the Ned of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't had the very broadly stroked grandma who looks like she's ready to offer you a cup of abuelita hot cocoa until she turns into a person who's wielding a minigun. in the third act a minigun, not just an AK, a fucking minigun.
Well, no,
and
no,
she's
no, no,
hefting it
Tom.
around
That
like she's
that she was also able to access and use this
Because she was
alien-made
a part of the
Well,
El
it was
minigun.
Ted Cord. It wasn't an
Revolution.
Well, I
alien
mean,
made.
but Ted Cord was building off of
the alien
the
technology.
technology, and for
She used
everyone
to
who
be a part of
automatically
the
had this
Revolution.
No, that's
this
what I'm saying. She was, but
prescient
she's
knowledge.
also
No.
now 80.
Yeah.
And you can't carry a minigun. Freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger had trouble carrying a minigun as the Terminator.
I'm just saying it's a lot. It's a lot when you have Uncle Stereotype who plays a fool for the whole movie and then gets into, you know, a super advanced piece of technology, and
You
it's just
mean
like
with his
turn the key and
glasses?
just goes. I say, what the fuck are we doing?
Why was
right
he?
now?
Why did he have a device that he happened to be working on?
Yeah.
That was just a video jamming system
Mhm.
that filled an entire trunk and looked like it was built out of gasoline containers. But the only reason it had to be that big is because it had to be used to save Jaime Reyes' life.
Yeah.
And so
Look,
it's just,
I mean, Tom, by the time this movie was over and they had the resolve where Dad was killed and the Reyes house was blown up,
the Wakanda,
and
the Black Panther thing where he goes to visit his dad in the spiritual plane.
The astral plane doesn't exist in any Blue Beetle story, so whatever. That was really hard to swallow.
They did that?
But they did.
Bruh.
Dad died, and Dad had to come back and say, son, this is what I was always.
This was my destiny.
This is my destiny
to be here in this moment, to be killed. So when you're almost killed, you could come and see me, and I could touch your heart, and I could turn you into the superhero robot hybrid that you were ever meant to be.
An insult.
Look, but see, the problem is this, Ryan, and this is where I walk away from the film with what the fuck is happening right now, because all this happens because the daughter of Ted Cord did this thing. All right, she did this thing. She stole this thing. She gave it to Jaime, and all this trauma happened to his family. Fucker lost his dad in this. At the end of the film, she comes to them and says, "Hey, my bad." Now that she's taken over this $1 trillion company, she says, "Hey, my bad. The house is yours. The house that was destroyed, that you guys were about to lose, because this, then the other. I'm going to give you that house. Okay, I'm out." And I'm like, "The fuck are we doing right now? Like, this is the kid. Jaime has no job. The family, yes, they got ownership of the 1 or 2 bedroom house that they all live in." I'm like, this is really, 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 really bad. The great part about this is everything Tom said about Xolo is correct. He is Jaime Reyes, and James Gunn saw that, and James Gunn has said, "I look forward to working with him on a future project." Him,
right?
And that to me, out of everything that came out of this film, if it was an opportunity to showcase Xolo Maridueña as a credible lead on his own in a superhero franchise, they did that. And I look forward to seeing him in future projects. And Tom, I know you got a skedaddle, but I need to know everything we can know about your film without you crossing the picket line to tell us about it. But please break this down.
This is my debut feature. It's called Family Portrait. It is available on All Black. I'm as this to be my first feature. I'm pleased to say that for the last 3 weeks, it's been the #1 film on All Black, and it is #4 overall in streaming in this 3rd week. It started out as #3 of everything that's streaming on the platform, and now it's #4, but it's still the #1 movie. So if anybody is interested, you can go to Amazon Prime. If you watch WeTV, they are advertising the movie on WeTV. So, and you're hearing my mother in the background who doesn't know I'm on a podcast right now. And so she's talking to somebody about my living room. But it's a real family portrait. It's so meta. Yeah. So please watch it. I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoyed writing it.
And it's called
Family Portrait.
Okay.
Family Portrait on All Black. ALLBLK.
A ton of stars.
Star-studded. Nice.
I don't want to get any of the folks in trouble, but if you are a nerd, you will recognize one of the male leads. If you were a fan of The Chi, you'll recognize one of the male leads. If you are a fan of the Michael Jackson story, you one of the cameos. And it was a joy to be a part of the project. So I hope you all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing.
That's awesome,
man. Congratulations, man. That's one of the reasons I want this strike to be over, so we can get back to supporting folks like you, who we know and have an opportunity and have a platform, like, later with Mo Kelly on KFI, or even Soul Cal Saturday, where we can, put you guys up there and say, like, yo, man, this is our family here, man. They're doing it, man. Like, so yeah, we need this to be over, especially because without the strike, or if the strike continues and the writers can't write, then we're going to keep getting movies like Expendables 4, which, from my understanding from Liz has said this is quite possibly the worst waste of time ever put on screen.
It's an hour and 43 minutes too. So you know what? And I Googled this because I was like, what made Expendables so good? I don't want to say so good, but the thing that made Expendables decent to continue to keep watching is the fact that it brought back every single
the action stars.
Action star, right? And so I started looking, like, you had Jet Li. I know that Mickey Rourke is dead, but you had him. You had Steve Austin, of course, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham. And then as we keep going, Expendables 2, we have Bruce Willis, Jean-Claude Van Damme. And when have we seen Jean-Claude Van Damme? You don't see him often. And then you get to and then you get to this one, and the only people that is left is Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Statham.
Oh, that's it?
No, Dolph Lundgren is in it.
Randy Couture.
Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture. He was part of the originals. You have Dolph Lundgren. They added 50 Cent, and I actually like the 50 Cent Sylvester Stallone movies.
I
like 50 as an actor. So
I will just say this. I think I saw the first Expendables commercial, a trailer, like 2 weeks ago, and it felt like a teaser. And the fact that the movie is opened, it like there wasn't a barrage of like Expendables, like Fast and Furious X or whatever. I when you said you saw it, I was like, how in the hell did she see that movie? It can't be coming out until next year. And the fact that it's opening this week, I have to say, I am looking forward to. I actually am. I'm looking forward to Exorcist.
Okay.
Because I love the fact that the original stars in it. I actually really enjoyed Exorcist 3, to be honest. I loved the Patrick Ewing cameo, and I liked a lot of Exorcist 3. Exorcist 2 you can completely skip over, but apparently I liked the Exorcist TV series, and so I'm looking forward to the Exorcist movie. I did finally see They Clone Tyrone.
Nice.
I mean, you could see the ending a mile away, but I thought Jamie Foxx was really strong. I love Teyonah Parrish, and I thought John Boyega did a really good job.
Yeah.
Hollywood, stop casting John David and start casting John Boyega.
Look, the fact that John Boyega made me forget that he was
British.
American, I was like, what the fuck? This dude,
it was the
mastery of accents and dialect. I was like, this dude is the man. And it's like, for him to be able to dig into such a dark, gritty role, I was like, what the fuck is happening in Hollywood where he's not in more shit?
Yeah, but the thing about, I'm getting back to Expendables, because the problem that I have with the movie I know, but the problem that I have with the movie the most is that you want to see all the stars in the movie so much that that the storyline can be weak. But when you don't have all the stars in the movie, the storyline becomes so blatantly pathetic. Like Home Dude is looking inside of a classified section of the newspaper, circling to be a bodyguard of a social media person. And you're like, wait a second. Who puts classifieds in newspapers? You have a newspaper?
Who does have a newspaper, Liz?
I haven't seen a newspaper in a while.
Hey, Liz, you fucked my head up, man. You said
these
newspaper?
are some of the same questions from Venom 2, I think.
And then social media. So a social media person is going to put an ad in a classified section of a newspaper.
It's already bad. It's already bad. This is already bad, Liz. It's bad.
And then when you have, and I'm not going to give anything else, but this is my last thing. When you have Sylvester Stallone that is barely in the movie, when this is Sylvester Stallone on his back that carries this kind of movie, what are we doing?
Wait, I'm sorry. Sylvester Stallone, who is the lead of this film, he is the expendable in Expendables. This is his team. What do you mean he's not in the movie? What do you mean he's not
barely in the movie? Like he's less than 30 minutes out of the entire movie.
The fuck? What is this?
No sense.
Oh man. And you know what? Here's the crazy thing. I had tickets to see it last night. And when I got off work, I said to myself, you know what? Okay, let me go and catch this midnight show. And then I paused and I said, really though? Do I need to see this? And I said it'll be on DVD probably in a week. Why? Because the shit's only gonna do like 11 million this week. I mean, like I think opening day was 3.5 million. They're predicting it'll do 8 over the weekend. So this is not gonna be a good look. It'll be available to download soon.
Yeah,
and Taylor Swift is on track for 125 million.
Oh, see.
What
a concert film.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Well, the Swifties.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Beyonce Renaissance concert film. I know they've been doing footage from every one of these damn shows. And since I wasn't able to see it because of my situation, my goddaughter was very happy, but I was not able to see it. And with that,
I got my life.
Can we do the wrap? Because
Hey, no, look, we got it in.
Well,
I'm glad that you got to see that.
Before we wrap, can we say a shout out to the last movie, the Western movie?
Which one?
The Western
Outlaw Johnny Black.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look, big love to
Outlaw Johnny Black Dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, big love to Michael Jai White. Big love to Gillian White, who is one of the producers and has been a big supporter of this film and been getting the word out like major. Look, I think another actor that is underused and underappreciated is Michael Jai White because he is funny as hell. His action chops are not to be fucked with, and I think that he does not get the right look. But
Tony Baker is in it too. It's such a good show. I think that everyone should watch it. However, I do think it would have been better on Netflix. And that's all my.
All right.
It's good, but we got to wrap.
All right, Tom, take us out.
Well, you're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted.
If you're not muted.
You're muted.
Where is my flesh-eating bacteria suit?
Damn it, McBain.
Ahsoka's for the fans, the real fans, and fuck The Last Jedi. And if you like Last Jedi, fuck you too.
Well, that sounds personal. Dr. Liz.
That's long.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Excelsior. What is happening right now? Oh, I can't. All right. Good night, everybody.